knowledge makes you great.
It's been 25 years of passionate chasing. Hello everyone, Namaste. Fourth episode of Hamara Tejas, and let me tell you, every episode looks like Dr. Kota is becoming younger, and I am getting taxed. When I say taxed, I am getting tired, because last 1 month, ever since we started this series, so much of learning from this man, so much of unlearning, what needs to be done, how, and we have already planned till for the next another 4 set of episodes. So that has been the kind of planning that is going on. I must also thank the young fellows who are really celebrating this series. The series is slowly taking shape. Please remember that. Lot of suggestions are coming, this needs to be covered, that needs to be covered. It is taking shape. So form is important in life, form in the sense shape. We should allow things to take shape. Towards the end of it, we will tell you what are we going to cover next. Dr. Kota, we left with the promise of hitting the Ganges, Varanasi and BHU in the last episode. Since we have already covered most of it in the previous Tarmak talking couple of years back, the first Tarmak talking, I'm not going to touch upon what that has been talked about. But can I just, with your permission, focus on focus? Focus on focus. The focus of young engineers of yesteryears. BHU, you entered in 1961 for your engineering.
Yeah.
And 2020, close to 60 years later, the government, the central government appointed you as the chairman of governors of BHU, right?
IIT BHU.
IIT BHU, yes. So it's all linked, isn't it? So let me take back you to 61 for the benefit of youngsters. All youngsters who are chasing whatever dreams. And let me tell you, this program is just not for engineers and scientists. Through Tejas is a medium, but we are touching upon success, touching upon struggle, touching upon passion, using Tejas as a vehicle. This could inspire teachers, chefs, and many more. 61, you were, how old were you?
I was 19 years.
19 years of age at 16, exact age when I started working as a journalist. What was your primary focus when you stepped into the engineering college?
The country itself was going through a very difficult phase. There were issues of employment, issues of food sufficiency, and there were lot of sociological problems. So job was not that straightforward, available and all that kind of a thing. But at that time, it was still felt that a study in a good institution can add value and enrich you, and thereby your opportunities could be more. And in those days, whereas BHU was one of the very few top institutions. I don't know whether I mentioned to you that it had an aura of its own, because it was started by Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya,
Yes.
who was a nationalist. He really did extraordinary work for the freedom movement, other things and all that kind of thing. So my father, who was a young, nationalist, and I think he lost his father when he was only some 16 or so. So he couldn't do. So he was thinking that if I go there and study, it could enrich me and make me a better person. Okay, so that's how I went there. Fortunately, I got a seat there. Okay, and the environment there was something where from a small college we have gone. I gone from a place called Berhampur in Orissa. It's a small town. Okay, there's only one college, and we were studying there. To that place, there is a transformation.
Okay.
Firstly, it is university. It is the dozens of departments, right from what you call science, social science, humanities, fine arts, everything, engineering, everything. And it had a good reputation of being a good there. So I frankly had no idea after complete my engineering what will happen. Okay. But as we started coming that completing our course, I think 1965 I completed my course. We had this Indo-Pak war. Okay. That transformed my thinking.
Yes, so I'm very much aware of this aspect of how the Indo-Pak war brought in a lot of change in young Kota. Because this is a program for youngsters, and let me just stick to that engineering college time of yours, 61 to 65. Nothing was available during that time. When India was young, 14 years old, freedom, all that. If you now come to this age, you deal with still, today I saw you talking with many engineers, youngsters. You can't compare generations, but what is that you find in today's generation need to focus on?
See, at the time in engineering, even in a good institution like BHU, the what you call innovation and all that was fairly limited. Okay, fairly limited, because number of industries and all were limited, and they were essentially manufacturing products under license and all that kind of thing. They need engineers who can manage the what you call industry and all that. They were not looking for engineers who will innovate, develop new products and all. But today it's totally different. You need engineers. You need people who can compete in the world, who can make products, who can sell products, who can manage products, which are world standards. Okay? So the way you have to look at things is totally different.
Yeah.
But the opportunities are also enormously high.
So are you happy with the way our young fellows are taking their dreams ahead, or do you think they need some fine tuning?
If you ask me frankly, the present generation is more ambitious, and they think big, and they want to achieve, and also the opportunities are not merely limited to India.
And I also feel so they also are ready to take more risk now.
Risk. The biggest change is the attitude.
Yeah.
Earlier, the risk taking was so low in India. Today, this is the third generation. Okay, first generation, second and third. I think even the parents are willing to give that freedom to the young people to take risk And today they are not worried about their job. In our time, if you lose a job, you don't know whether you will get a next job at all.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. But now they are very confident that they can join a startup company for a small money and all. And if they're succeeding, fine. If they're not succeed, they're 100% confident they'll get another job. Which, in my opinion, is an extraordinary change. And is good for the country and good for the people.
Yeah, and also good for this movement of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Because even at घर पे बैठे भी आजकल कर सकता है. And that reminds me, sir, there are requests already coming in. हम program हिंदी में भी करना है.
अच्छा?
बीच में हम हिंदी में भी बात करना है. And my apologies to the viewers who have sent this request. आदत हो गया हिंदी में and my
एक दो एपिसोड पूरा हिंदी में करेंगे.
एक दो एपिसोड अभी हम वादा करेंगे आप लोगों को एक दो एपिसोड with whatever
सबटाइटल इंग्लिश में डालेंगे.
Subtitle English में डालेंगे. That means my producer will have more job. Yeah, okay, fine. They should have more job. So, sir, amazing. So, आजकल का youngsters salute करना है, ताकत है, हिम्मत है. It's not that पहले भी नहीं था, लेकिन sometimes I feel, it is my personal opinion, because I interact with them large numbers.
A lot more.
Lord, sometimes I feel, they are a bit more in a hurry. Sometimes I feel lack of depth. It is my feeling. I could be wrong.
No.
And, sometimes I feel in a hurry to jump from one basket to another. Jumping is good. Baskets, different experience, all that. But I think maybe that is what Dr. Kalam, whenever he used to go and talk to colleges, school children everywhere. Maybe I think we also need to invest little more in yourself in terms of understanding things,
No, the important thing they need to learn is what we call a T type of learning. T type of learning. The vertical line in the T says in one discipline you have depth.
Okay.
And the horizontal line is breadth.
So you should have.
So even if you are a super expert in your own field, but you should have enough understanding of other field so that you will be able to work with others.
Yeah.
Because there is nothing in the world today you can achieve by one single discipline. Okay? You have to have a multitude of discipline and they all have to work together in order to create anything new. Okay? Or to improve an existing thing. Okay? So that is what you call T type of learning. You have to do that. Okay? And you also to do what you call learn to learn. If you, whatever you have studied in your college, within 10 years it will become obsolete. I feel one thing we achieved was we remained continuous students and we have continued to learn. And that's how even though technology was growing, we were also able to grow. So we were able to keep in touch. My biggest suggestion or advice is learn to learn. In your college, 4 years, 2 years, whatever you are spending, you learn to learn. Because to information, I can get in many places.
Can I also add, we should also tell the young fellows, learn also to unlearn.
Yeah, if you want to learn, you have to unlearn to learn new things. Because you have a capacity constraint. But most important is you have to learn and learn new things. And also learn to respect others, learning. If you think you are a big shot, okay, you stop learning. The day you think you know, that means you have stopped knowing future.
Absolutely. In fact, sir, again, just getting the Tejas program itself into the forte. If you look at the social media, all the media, whatever, the kind of, everybody is an expert, and fair enough, this is a world of experts, so we are not getting into that area at all because we don't belong there. We are still learning students. So many things being written with half, so I feel it is our responsibility wherever we can to guard these young fellows because they are tomorrow's leaders of this nation. And I keep on telling them that, we need to focus, achieve something, and then I would use the word waste time on social media. Because, if you waste time, because my concern is time. To me, if you ask me, Anand, what is the most important thing? It is time. The 4-letter word to me is time.
It's not today. It has been always the most important thing in life. It was so 1,000 years back, so 100 years back, so now, and so in future. Because this is the only thing you cannot retrieve.
Yeah.
Okay? And social media, you have to use intelligently.
I think wisdom is the key word. You have to be wise.
You have to learn.
Don't take on anybody on social
time.
media, be smart. So remember, we will also in between do these kind of episodes where we will talk little bit philosophical, little bit advice, because being with Dr. Kota, please understand it cannot be 24/7 technology, Tejas, or all other things what is involved. It is also essential that we also need to inspire the people who do not know about Tejas much. People who really were looking for guidance. How many people can take up counseling by paying, or how many people can get, today everything is paid. So these kind of priceless sessions, especially priceless words from him, his suggestions. So in between, just to break the thing, Tejas series will continue for a long time, but we'll get his story in bits and pieces so that it will also inspire you. So BHU really inspired you, the Ganges, Varanasi, all that. Did you go back recently anytime to there to talk to
I
them?
did go about a few years back, not recently. I think about 5 years back there. And of course, the older you become more nostalgic about your institution. If you go to your high school, you feel good. If you go to your college, you feel good. In fact, in 2006, Dr. Kalam came to my high school in my hometown, Berhampur. So it was always a great
Is it a good idea, Dr. Kota, to do a Hamara Tejas episode on the banks of Ganges in Varanasi? Or at BHU? I think we must do that.
Maybe it is worth it because, see, we have to appreciate one thing. Indian culture is immensely influenced by Ganges.
Okay.
Not just religion, not just spirituality, much more than that. It is much more than that. Okay, it's civilization itself.
From rivers, rather.
River Ganges. And BHU is on the bank of River Ganges. So it is influenced strongly by that. Okay, even as young people, I must have told you long back, in 1962 when China invaded India, we were feeling helpless. We are telling, what way we can contribute to make this country strong.
That is where your ideas of weapons and platforms came, right?
That is where we were thinking. But took some time. Then we realized much later, in 65, that to be a strong nation, you have to be strong in technology. And to be strong in technology, the fastest way, you should be strong in aviation. That is how the whole thing got built up. And to be strong in aviation, personally I felt that if I can now switch over from mechanical to aeronautics, it would be a great thing. And Providence had it. I saw an advertisement for a post-graduation in Institute of Science. I applied, and to my great surprise, without even calling for an interview, they gave me a seat.
And the rest is history. So Varanasi, whoever is listening in Varanasi to this program, so we are coming there. It will be a great idea to shoot on the banks of Ganges with a Tejas model behind.
And also, as you rightly said, in IIT BHU.
IIT BHU, of course. Sir, it could be a great idea. We must take this program out of Bangalore. Bangalore mein birth ho gaya. What I'm saying is that can we capture the different people from different cities who have contributed to Tejas? Yes. People who have been forgotten.
That would be a wonderful
For example, the great MB Verma late who passed away. We could have gone to his village in Bihar. We were planning.
Bihar in Darbhanga, a small village in Darbhanga.
We were planning to go.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think Tejas has also, there is everywhere, like our partner supporting our group SBI. It is there everywhere in India. The story of Tejas, the soul of Tejas is there in different parts of the country. We need to touch that so that there could be one Kalam coming out from Rameshwaram. There could be one quota coming from
And
Berhampur.
a person like Manas Bihari Verma, immense contribution to not only Tejas. After he left ADA, I think his service to Bihar is extraordinary. He totally changed the science education in the district of Darbhanga.
So those who are listening, it's M.B. Verma sir was the former director.
He succeeded me.
Yeah,
After I left, he became the program director.
The program director of ADA, he recently passed away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, in 2018, he also got Padma Shri.
Padma Shri, yeah.
Okay.
So these are the kind of forgotten heroes also we'll capture. So we are running out of time, and as always, there is a youngster who was invited, and this time, for the 4th episode, we looked here in Bangalore, and here is what she had to say.
Namaskara, sir. I'm Rashmi. I'm from Bangalore, and it's a real honor to be interacting with you today, and I'm feeling very proud.
So good, Rashmi. I'm happy you have a deep interest in this Hamara Tejas program, and I understand you had some queries. Could you let me know what is it you want to know?
So I've been following Hamara Tejas for the past 3 weeks, and in the last episode, you spoke about how small-scale industries have contributed, and I just wanted to know how challenging was it for you to convince them to work on such a big project, and how did they get the confidence of working for Tejas?
Actually, it's a good question, because one of the major achievements of Tejas program is bringing a large number of small and medium scale enterprises, and they develop a lot of products and technologies. Most of the small industries, the owners or the people who are running them, they are technocrats. They have a great desire to do things, but they don't have the means or funding. So we continue to interact with them. I have interacted with them in my previous job also, and when I find that they have the potential, then we support them. We give them the project, we fund them, and they don't have much of test facilities, so we provide them the test facilities. And I have seen, we see roughly about 500 projects were given to various people. I find 498 projects became successful. So you can see the strength in small scale industries in India is extraordinary. Okay, and more now because of startups, they are more known, but they are the backbone of the country, and I am very happy we are able to identify, support them, help them to succeed, and today they are exporting their products. So it's something wonderful. I am happy you had such an interesting question. Good to interact with you. Okay, thank you. So all the best to you. So may I now give you a Tarmak cap?
Thank you, sir.
You can use it. Okay, thank you.
It's a real honor. Thank you, sir.
And now for the all-important Tejas update, all of you waiting. Now, this is on Tejas Mark 1A. So understand the first aircraft for prototype testing for Mark 1A standard is undergoing modifications in HAL Design Center. And to speed up the Mark 1A program, HAL has decided to add one more aircraft. Clear? And the other thing is that with regard to the design and development of Mark II variant, they'll see a Mark II variant, All the general systems and structures. The CDOs have been completed and HAL is fast moving towards completing the balance systems. I'm looking and reading because I made notes. I don't want to make any mistakes on updates. Yeah. So all the Tejas fans, you should be happy. Lot of action on Mark 1A friend. Lot of action on Mark 2. Do remember to subscribe to Tarmak Media channel. Do remember to tell others about Hamara Tejas. And as always, pin Tiranga to your heart. Keep helping others. Stay safe and stay inspired. Do write to us. All what you write to us are shared with Dr. Kota. Thank you for watching Hamara Tejas. Thank you. Jai Hind.